It's draft week, finally. We got your draft preview for you. Is Mickey Loomis going to be reckless and stupid and drive Kevin to do horrible, horrible things? We'll preview it all for you. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. We never trade up.
If there was a path to give up 3 first-round picks to get Jaden Daniels, I would do it. And I would pick Jaden Daniels.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are presented to you by Hardhide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro. I'm joined by everybody tonight. I got Andrew, I got Dave, I got Kevin, Thomas running the show back in Poland. For this edition of Saints Happy Hour, by the way, hi to everyone in the chat. I see a ton of people. I see Jerry, I see Dustin, I see Brent, I see who that golfer. It's amazing. Thanks everybody for joining us. Jason Champagne, just a ton of people. We appreciate you guys as always. On tonight's show, Derek Carr is acting like a giant freaking baby. But
like
is that going to make
baby?
Is that going to make the Saints the star of the first night of the NFL draft? Kevin's going to give us his mock draft, not the Trade-a-Palooza mega trade draft that me and Kevin did last week that everybody's listening to this week. No, it's more normal, more regular type Kevin draft, but still amazing. Plus your questions and all kinds of other stuff, surprises that we might have for you. As always, if we reach $100 in donation, I will drink something horrible the patrons have sent me. This week, I got peach brandy with natural and caramel colors.
That seems right up your alley.
I thought RFK Jr. banned colors in food, but not. I got this bootleg caramel color. Got to enjoy it while we still can.
Maybe it was before the ban.
That's right. And I got 99 proof chocolate liqueur, which is, I'm sure, disgusting.
Yeah.
Hopefully I drink them both. And
I think you should have to combine those. I think we should combine those into one shot.
Thomas,
those seem too easy to do.
I mean, it could be. You never know. Stomach could be dangerous. Thomas, how close are we to only hands?
Oh, so close.
Yeah, as you can see, Tulane Hater won last week, Oppenheimer, and we are on an 88-week donation streak. Let's keep it that way. We are only 16 weeks away of opening a sexy only hands account.
Okay, I don't know why you say it like
this
that.
rate, we'll be celebrating the opening of the Only Hands account right when the Saints are playing a preseason game. Andrew, it'll be great. By the way,
yes.
The Oppenheimer has been the MVP constantly. I think the only thing that Oppenheimer hates more than Tulane is the 2025 NFL draft quarterback class. Like he hates the quarterback class so much in Discord. Like, and he's got. It's not just emotion. He's got like data and facts, and he's drawing me to the dark side with that.
Oh.
So thank you, Oppenheimer.
So did I miss something? So what lately has Derek Carr been up to? Because I guess I'm not up to speed.
Well, he's doing his stupid automobile.
I watched the YouTube. Did he do another one?
I think he did another one.
Oh, okay. I started watching. I saw the intro video. It's basically Derek and David. They want it to be for everybody. They want it to be something that the entire family can watch. Kids and adults alike, and a little bit of everything. A little football, a little pop culture.
Yeah, it's amazing how much Derek Carr has been effective in the last, we'll call it what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It just
deception!
Whoa.
Derek Carr is a Tulane alum.
Speaking of Oppenheimer, he starts the show with $20.
He does feel like a Tulane guy. But it's amazing how in the last 2-3 weeks, like Derek Carr has made me absolutely hate him. Like I think he sucks. Like I literally think the guy sucks. And I want him off my team. I want him off as a topic on the show. I want
please,
him
Matt.
to spontaneously combust. I want his Carr YouTube to go away. I want him out of our Twitter vernacular. Like I don't want to think about him ever again.
Kevin, he's got to be like, his popularity, if it's not rock bottom, I don't think there's any people left that aren't Carr family members or Carr family member burners account on social media that support him. Like, everyone has
Even his
abandoned
mom
him.
hates him.
I mean, like, and like, also, like, usually when like professional athletes, when they do these YouTube things and they have these YouTube channels, there's always a point where they have like their teammates on, like, as guests to do things. Like, so my question is like, is there anybody on the Saints that would ever be a guest on his YouTube channel? Like,
Maybe some
know.
UDFA.
Who would be the funniest Saints player to have as a guest on his YouTube channel?
Michael
Like,
Thomas.
I feel like Cam
Mike
Jordan would be
Thomas.
like the best, the best chance, I think, of being on there.
I think Mike
Like throwing
Thomas
him a bone.
or Chris Olave would be really funny.
Delvin Bro, maybe.
No. Okay. Mike Thomas and Delvin Bro are two people I don't think you do not want to be. Those are not names you want to be associated with.
Here's the thing, Andrew, and I was thinking about this. The draft is for the bad football teams in the NFL. Let's just be real about that. The draft is for bad teams. It's when they can celebrate, they can have fun. And unfortunately, the Saints are a bad team again. I have to say, I haven't been this excited about a Saints draft since 2017 when they had the 2 firsts. They have the 2 extra thirds. They have the 2 extra fourths. Will Mickey Loomis trade them? We don't know. But am I the only one? Are you as excited about this draft as you have been in a long time for the Saints?
I mean, it's nice to have the 9th pick. I don't know that I'm excited in the sense that like the team sucks and things are trending down. Like I mean, let's be honest, like it's a glass half empty experience right now. And yeah, like Kellen Moore, I think hopefully will be a good coach, but like it's marred by stagnation with Mickey Loomis as the GM and Derek Carr as the quarterback, which is now in limbo. And so as much as Kellen Moore is hopefully like a new leaf, there's still a lot of ushering in a murky past.
Have you forgotten how to be excited about the draft from your childhood when it's all we had? Have you lost that ability?
I guess yeah. I mean, I'm a little worried they're going to botch it, man, honestly. and I think part of so I will say, I think part of where I'm not necessarily skeptical or negative, but just concerned is that I don't have a clear path here. There's so many holes on the roster. I think you can make a case for any position. And then when you look at the mocks, there's Shedeur Sanders, there's a running back, there's an offensive lineman, there's a defensive lineman, there's Warren, there's like, it goes in a million different directions. And so it's hard to kind of hang your hat on. I think when you get really excited about a draft, it's like, they should go in this direction. They should do this. And a lot of times, like my thoughts on the direction is really clear. I think it's as murky as ever.
Dave, I'm incredibly excited about this draft Thursday because the Saints
you get it.
So you disagree with me then?
You get it.
Yeah, Saints,
I mean, Ralph gets incredibly excited about every big.
Well, no, the Saints are going to be the center of the universe because everybody's going to want them to take Sanders. They're going to have reporters from every network at Saints.
They're not taking Sanders. That's not.
But that doesn't matter.
Jeff Duncan
ESPN, NFL Network.
Oh, if Jeff Duncan
say that
said
we
it,
might.
maybe
We're getting Cam Ward at number 1, guys. Come on. Get on with the program.
I'm just saying, Dave, I'm excited of all the cutaways. They're going to go like starting at pick like 5. They're going to sit. I think ESPN and the NFL Network are just going to flat out lie. And they're going to pump Sanders to the Saints starting at like pick 5, 6, even if it's fraudulent and lies. Because Sanders is the star of the draft and the Saints are the first landing spot. And if the Saints don't pick him, he plummets. I can't wait for that circus, Dave. I'm excited for it.
So maybe we could start. So we could potentially be the start of the downfall of Sanders, is what you're saying. Look, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Yeah, it is a little exciting. We're talking about a top 10 pick, number 9, new coach. Have no idea what he wants, what direction he wants to go in. We're still getting familiar with him. And like Andrew said, there's a whole lot of holes here that they could fill, just like Ralph's mom. Best come hard.
Fair is fair.
Dave. That's why I love you, Ralph. I mean, this is a little more. I think you have a right to be. I mean, Ralph, you are like a dog who sees a car going by, and you get excited about that. It's very easy to get you excited, but to be fair, this
Guilty.
is as far as like drafts are concerned. This is on the more exciting side. I will give you that. That's fair, I think.
I have a question for Kevin. Kevin, in the intro, I talk about wanting to trade 3 first-round picks for Jaden Daniels.
We already covered that.
Yeah, would you take that? Let's revisit that. Let's relitigate that again.
I want to ask again. You look like you want to vomit, or you throw your hands up. You're aghast. Have you changed your mind?
I mean, yeah. I would be willing to. I tell you,
I want to hear you say it again.
I would be willing to trade. I would be willing to trade 2 firsts and a third.
I don't know if Washington would have given you that pick for 2 firsts and a third. What if it was 3 firsts for Jaden Daniels or nothing? Would you do it?
Are we scared?
I don't know.
Are
we scared? Yes. To answer that right there, yes. 1-word answer, yes.
Well, no.
I'll ask the rest of it.
I'm terrified.
When I say we scared, I mean you, Kevin. Are you scared that Tennessee hasn't quite shut the door for the Cam Ward discussions, and now that Derek Carr is hurt and is just not going to be a Saints quarterback anymore, are you scared that Mickey Loomis might do something really, really, really stupid Thursday to try to get that number 1 pick?
Am I scared that he's just going to try and give away the farm?
Yes.
Somebody in the Saints Happy Hour Discord, and you can join that when you sign up for Patreon. Tiers starting as low as what? $5?
That's right. $5.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Look at that.
That's $5.
Synergy, gentlemen. Synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in the Discord, I think it's in the mock draft channel. It might actually just be the Saints Talk channel. Can't remember. But somebody used the PFN mock draft tool to show what it would take to move up to get, I want to say,
number 2,
Cleveland's pick.
Yeah. That's in Saints Talk, the Wicker Man.
Yeah, and in order to get that, they would have had to have traded the entirety of the 2025 draft, and I think 2 picks from the following year.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is right there. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Everything in the top 100.
Pass.
Everything in the top 100, and then pick 1 and pick 2.
No.
The following year.
My God, no. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to tell you guys. So, just going back to the Jaden Daniels question that I posed to Kevin, Cam Ward is not going to be as good as Daniels as an NFL quarterback. Mm-hmm. I don't think he will be on Jaden Daniels' level. So.
If Tennessee was smart, they would try to get a reasonable trade package out of the Saints and just be like, give us what Carolina gave Chicago for Bryce Young. And Tennessee could just bet on the Saints 2026 pick being in the top 5. Like, that is a smart reacher, but they are apparently in love with Cam Ward now. Before we get to final predictions for our picks for the draft, Kevin, you don't have to go because you're doing your mock. Me, Dave, and Andrew will give our final predictions. But here's my question: how many shit moments are we going to have?
Deception! Loomis about to burn future assets for a bad QB. Drink to that.
Oppenheimer taking us over the edge.
Wow, Oppenheimer Jesus.
The streak is alive. 15 weeks ago.
All I had to do was mention about Oppenheimer and his hatred of the 2025 quarterback. So I guess I'll do the chocolate 99. Is that what I'll do?
That's Oppenheimer's choice, and let me thank everyone.
Mix and match.
Let me thank everyone who donated before Oppenheimer, because there's been a couple people. First donation from Budrich, just 1 cent short from the interception. That's why we didn't hear it. Happy anniversary to my folks. 30 years now married. Damn, that's nice.
Congratulations.
Also, Jason Champagne 2.83 with donation message. Derek Carr is Bo Callahan. And Greg, first long-time listener, first-time caller. I think first donation of 20 Canadian dollars. That's why you didn't
Canadian
trigger. Yeah.
Wow. What's the conversion rate on that?
$14.48. $14.48.
High tariff on it.
Yeah.
Probably
Does that reduce down to like $5?
Yeah, that's right.
No. Jesus.
So how many curveballs are we going to have?
Drink
in the first
first, man. Don't ask questions.
Okay. What did
For
Oppenheimer
fun.
say? Did he say chocolate?
Pay attention, man.
Yeah,
He
chocolate.
said chocolate. Pay attention to the chat.
Chocolate.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Good time I switched. Puke meter is on. He's suffering.
Oh, it's gritty.
Oh.
This was from Saints Rabbit.
From
And it
Bush
was at the bottom
administration?
of the box.
Bush administration or earlier?
Yeah. Saints Rabbit, did you send me that stuff that like Dave sent me from like 1980? Ugh, it's chalky. Ugh.
That's
give
good.
It's an 8.5, but it's chalky. Ugh. Ugh.
That's nice.
Mm.
So what's the second drink?
You know when you were a kid and you do like the Nesquik and you put put too much Nesquik in your milk and you could like feel the powder. Hey Sally, I need assistance.
Yeah, totally.
That's how that chocolate one felt. Ugh.
That's a great. I get that one.
Wait.
It's terrible. So how many curveballs, Andrew, are we gonna have? Top 8 picks.
I mean, I kind of think a lot. The only reason I say that is there's no real consensus, right? After the first 3 picks, it's all over the place. So I think there's going to be curveballs. I think the biggest one is Shedeur Sanders. Like, he's the most polarizing, biggest question mark of the whole draft, because I feel like he could go in the top 3, and I feel like he could go to the second round. I think both of those scenarios are in play for him. So obviously there's a cascading effect there. I think Genty is a big one. I think he's a guy that could go top 5. I think he's a guy that could drop to 9 for the Saints. And based on all the intel I've had, I think if Genty is there at 9, the Saints are going to have a really tough decision between making that pick or making a trade and moving down with the Broncos, who I understand like him a lot. So, you know, that could be something. If Genty falls to 9 and the Saints are there, that's not top 8. That doesn't answer your question. But I think if Genty was there at 9, I think the Saints all of a sudden become a pretty big pivot point. And look, like, everyone's expecting the Saints to take a quarterback. I think internally, like in New Orleans and people that follow the Saints and this podcast, I think we're all kind of seeing the second round pick is like when that's going to happen. I think most of us are like, yeah, they're not going to go at 9. But if they were to trade down, does Jackson Dart start to make sense? Does Shuck start to make sense? Like maybe. But yeah, I mean, going back to the top 8, I don't think there's any clear consensus after the top 3. So I think we're going to get surprised for sure.
Dave, listen, I love you. But when Mickey Loomis called you out and just was like, you're making up about Kai Harley.
Someone just made that up.
It was one of the great moments in this podcast's history. It really was. But here's my thing.
It's kind of ironic that as you're asking Dave this question, he's chewing gum.
That's right.
No, I'm eating Bear baked crunchy.
But it was great.
Apple chips.
It was great for the show. It was incredible for the show. So here's my question to you, Dave. What's better for the show? Is it better that Kevin finally gets his wish granted like a child that make a wish and the Saints trade down? Or is it better for the show, for content, that the Saints trade up again and crush his dreams? What's better for the show?
The number one.
They're both kind of the same because they're both Kevin centered, and basically whoever is going to be interested in tuning in is tuning in because of they want to hear Kevin's reaction.
No, I disagree. I think you're looking at this wrong, Dave. It's either like we're going to get clicks because the Saints moved up, and that piques people's interest. Like that's just going to generate more interest because they're moving up, or they're finally trading down, and anyone who's ever listened to us is tuning in to get Kevin's reaction. Like it's opposite ends of the spectrum.
I guess you're right. I guess maybe there's some truth to that.
Kevin, I'm not going to ask you. I know you want to trade down.
Yeah,
but I'm going to ask you this question.
Now we've established that.
What would be the best trade down in this sense? What team could give the Saints a 2026 first or second round pick that would be the most fun to hate watch? That would be realistic.
You can't say the Falcons.
You can't say the Falcons. It's not. They're not going to trade.
I like this. Now I've got to figure.
Like realistic.
Better than the other question he gave us today on the text message.
By the way, Dave, I like the little pair merch. I like the hat.
Oh yeah, you can see that.
Good to hate
my son get a signed one?
Maybe.
Yeah, I like better phrase, Kevin. I think what Ralph is basically asking is the Saints make a trade. We now have a first round pick next year in 2026. It's already your wet dream. Like it's already established that you're already fully aroused, right?
Right.
But in addition to that, you have the opportunity to root against someone and like make this season exciting while the Saints are terrible. But you're like, but 2026, like I guess he's asking which team. Or maybe even you could color it with like additional scenario where like some guy gets injured, it makes the team worse, the pick goes up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
What team would be the most fun to hate watch? And you'd be like, we're hate watching them, not just because we hate them, but because we're going to get a better pick.
Yeah. Right. Like I would pick a team.
Your answer would include the Rams somehow.
Yes. That would be
exactly right. Exactly.
So, like that's the thing is, I'm looking at like when you say hate watch, there's so many teams out there that I could either that I either hate or don't like or don't care if they succeed in any way, shape, or form or not.
Right. Okay.
There's a bunch.
So this question is asking for you to give us, a top
one.
2 or 3.
Like you're asking me to give you one.
Okay. Well,
this
how
is
about
like back in the old days when you had to like
give us a couple,
stick a flag in the ground and lay claim to a state, Kevin. Like it's pick a piece of land before it gets claimed.
What am I, Tom Cruise and Far and Away?
Exactly.
Yeah, and if you remember correctly, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
you got lucky in that movie. If you're him,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Interesting tidbit that I somehow have retained over the years. There's a scene in Far and Away where Tom Cruise is like knocked out or unconscious, and he's like nude, but he has like a bowl covering his junk, and like Nicole Kidman's character like sneaks a peek. So they did multiple takes, and Ron Howard, I think is the director, was saying like she wasn't getting it just right. So Ron Howard basically, with Tom Cruise, like got permission from Tom Cruise, and Nicole Kidman was cool with it. They had a cloth covering Tom Cruise under the bowl. So they took the cloth away. So Nicole Kidman actually, when she lifted up the bowl, actually saw Tom Cruise's junk.
Top Gun?
Yeah, actually saw his coal trickle underneath the bowl. And the reaction.
And fun fact, they were then married.
And the reaction you see in the movie is from that take. And speaking of bowls, how are you doing, Dave?
Well, I don't know. You mentioned Cole Trickle. They had their own
the movies.
They had another love scene. Well, yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is they have another love scene in Days of Thunder where they're.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway, I didn't buy myself enough time, but you know what? I could say hate watching.
And she was a doctor there.
Yeah, she was a neurosurgeon. In her early 20s. You can put the Cowboys, you can put the Niners, you can put the Vikings in there, you can put the Steelers in there.
What about the Broncos? Sean Payton left us.
Right, but here's the thing. If the Broncos aren't going to give us 20, 51, and 85 and next year's first round. True. They're not going to do that.
They might give us a second round.
They already have 6 picks in the 2026 draft. They're not going to give one of their first. They're just not. Like Sean Payton's doesn't have the cachet with Denver to be able to do that. I know he did well. I know he did well with Bo Nix, but he doesn't have that kind of cachet. So basically, just give me some one of Cowboys, the Niners, the Steelers, the Bucks, any one of those. I'd be fine with. Honestly, the Bucks might even be better somehow, because then I get to pick a division rival. That was the team that won the division last year. That seemingly looks most apt to control the division for right now.
Might be willing to do it.
So, hey, I'll take their first round pick. Whether they do well again, it's still another first round pick, and that's one less high end weapon that they could potentially take. I'm fine with that. I love all these people saying screw the Broncos. Like, to hell with Sean Payton, to hell with Sean Payton. I don't know, man. I just don't. The guy left and went to the other conference. Like,
yeah, I am able
to draw, to put the barrier up and say he's over there.
Than us. Just say
he doesn't
he's
bother
a better
me.
Man than us.
It's over.
He wanted to coach Brady and the Dolphins. I'll never forgive him. I'll never forgive him for it.
That's it. That's all. That's just it. I don't care anymore.
Well, you should care. All right, I'm going to start
with one go.
All right, we're going to do our predictions. Me, Dave, and Andrew, and then Kevin's going to do his mock draft. Andrew, I'm going to start with you. When the Saints turn in the card for the 9th pick, who is it going to be? This is your final, most important draft prediction of the 2025 draft season.
See, this is really annoying because I've been sworn to secrecy on a couple things, and so I can't.
You don't know shit. Oh, stop! You don't know it. Get out of here.
All right.
Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I like this. Well, that's right.
I kind of hate this. I hate this.
I love this. No, I kind of love this because you're painted into a corner, and you know, the only way for you to prove me wrong is to
Okay.
blow it all up.
If you can't, if you're sworn to secrecy and you can't tell us who the Saints are going to be, give us a name where you absolutely, positively guarantee us they're not taking them at 9, and you can't say Shedeur Sanders.
Can I say Tortora?
Oh, McMillan, the receiver?
McMillan, the receiver, yeah.
You can say that.
Yeah, they won't take him.
This is
All right,
number one
Dave,
bullshit.
who do you say the Saints will pick at 9?
Look, I don't know the way. We obviously have no idea the way the draft is going to fall. Even though they're at 9, that's high up. There's still some, like Andrew said, the top 3 are kind of slotted in, but the rest of it we don't know. So I'm just going to be more general with mine, not necessarily pick a certain person, but I will give you a position in particular. I think it's going to be boring. I think we're going to all be bored. I think they're going to go with like an offensive tackle.
Okay. I agree. I agree with Dave, and I think
they'll go with Membu or whoever.
I don't think they'll go with Membu, but I think Will Campbell of LSU is in play.
Sure.
And I'm with you, Dave. I think offensive line is absolutely in play.
Because I think that they obviously they don't know who their quarterback is going to be, but I think they realize, and I think that they're smart enough. Kellen Moore is smart enough to know that whoever it's going to be, we want to take care of him, we want to protect him, and we're certainly lacking in that department as currently on the roster. So
okay, so if Will Campbell, if Will Campbell or Membu are there, if either of them are there, would the Saints take them?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem with Membu, and I've talked to a lot of scouts and people that are much smarter than I. Like, the problem with Membu is I've been told he's the most talented. Like, he has the highest ceiling, but he's got a lot of lazy habits. So, like, he just reeks of a bust pick. It's like high ceiling, like by far the most athletic. So, like, could be amazing, but like there's all these trappings. Right. And so like that's the telltale, like, do you take him or not? And generally the teams that are high enough in the draft to be able to pick him should be very leery of picking a guy like that, because the reason they are where they are is because they've gotten burned taking guys like that. Right. So Membu is a polarizing and very difficult pick. I think you're much safer. Like, for example, at that position, Campbell out of LSU is a guy that is probably on most teams' boards the number 1 tackle, and a safer bet. Although a lot of people think he projects as a guard. You've got Banks out of Texas,
right?
A lot of people like, and then you got Josh Connerly out of Oregon, and I would say
Josh Simmons from Ohio State.
I would say those are all safer picks than Membu. But Membu,
even though Simmons is coming off an ACL?
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
People loves. Here's my question. Andrew, a couple people in the chat, including Aldi Marino and Jason Champagne. The trade down. It's in play.
I really believe this year, not just because it makes sense, but because I know there's the guy's got to be there at 9. So I don't think this is a thing unless the guy that a team wants is there at 9. But I know for a fact the Broncos are into Genty. So, like, would they move up to 7 or 8? Like, would they have a trade scenario to move up to those spots ahead of the Saints? That's possible. But if you were to drop to 9 and he was there, I think that the Broncos are a team that would maybe trade up to get. And they need a running back. So like they love him. I know they do. So that's possible, but I have been told there's a couple other guys for a couple other teams where, like, if they were there at 9, there would be an opportunity to slide back as well. So I would say, like, it is more in play than it's ever been in the last decade for the Saints.
If the Saints trade down, on this podcast, I want some sort of go find some royalty free like house dance music. I want that blaring. I want you to find some sort be able to do some sort of strobe effect. I want to be zooming in on Kevin. I want Kevin to be dancing in his living room. I want house music playing. I want the strobe effect. I want I want exactly. Yes, this is exactly. Yes. No, this is a little. It's got to get a little bit. We're getting there. This is what I'm talking about.
Vivid video here.
This is what I'm talking about. I mean, this is. All right, actually, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Yes, I want there to be a party up in here for Kevin because exactly. This is what I want. If they trade down, we'll all get up on this podcast and just dance and just celebrate the fact that holy cow, they actually traded down.
They actually did it.
Yeah, that was perfect actually.
We have the perfect. Me and Thomas have the perfect soundbite. We have the perfect soundbite ready to go in the chamber, but we've had that soundbite in the chamber how many years, Thomas?
10.
I don't know, man.
Like four, like three.
You finally got mileage out of it.
It's gonna die in the chamber probably.
On that was worth it.
Percentage wise.
I want that song.
Juge, what's the % chance you would give that the Saints would trade down?
Juge, pump him up real high so on Thursday.
No. Just an honest percentage. Just what do you?
30%, and that's the highest I've ever been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on,
by
man.
the way, I just texted
Delusional.
about Simmons because of all the tackles we just talked about, I had a lot of information about all of them except Simmons.
Yeah.
And so I texted a source about Simmons, and I just got a text back, total shitbird.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's the official scouting report. That's the this is official. His Raz is shit point bird.
Yeah.
Aldi Marino, Thomas, he has a request. If the Saints trade down, he wants the George Bush meme mission accomplished on the carrier. He wants that with Kevin's face on it, ready to go if they trade down.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. Yeah, mission. That's right. That's perfect. And then
all right,
now watch this draft.
So before we get to Kevin's mock draft, I want to tell y'all, Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry-flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail and Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup, fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof. The whiskey is blended and bottled at the Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. It's amazing. They've been awesome to us all through the draft, all through May. Great. So, Kevin, it is time for your mock draft.
Yes.
This is gonna be total disaster.
No, Dave, if you listen to the actual show, you would know that the Kevin disaster mock where he does 9,000 trades. Me and Kevin did that last week.
We did that. I got that out my system. I got it out my system. I sowed my oats, so to speak.
When should I go get another drink? I feel like I should get a drink for this. Should I go now?
Go now.
Yeah, I'm about ready for one.
Yeah, Jude's gonna come back and it's gonna be 5 trade downs later, man.
Don't make the pick until I'm back.
I'm gonna go too. All
right, go.
Well, Dave's gonna go take the pee and get something else.
Okay, so
taken care of.
What was available at 9, Kevin?
Hang on, wait a minute. No. We're not answering. There are no questions. I am not answering any questions at this time. I need my attorneys here at the fine law firm of Cariello and Juge, and I will not answer any questions.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What kind of offers did you have at 9?
I had some offers.
Do you think? Let's if we're gonna vamp while they're getting drinks in real life.
Yeah.
What play? I know Andrew basically said if Genty's there, the Broncos are gonna go. They have a hard on for Genty. But what player do you think, if they were there, realistically, because Travis Hunter and Carter and Ward aren't gonna be there. What player at 9, if they're there, will have people calling Loomis, and it's not just a case of, do we take this offer because we don't like who's left or whatever? It'll be, we have all these amazing offers because they all want this player. We have to figure out which offer is the best offer. What player
it's got to be an offensive guy. It's got to be an offensive guy. Like you mentioned, Genty. If Ty Warren is there at 9, I think they'll get phone calls. And listen, I will take it on Thursday night. I would totally take any phone call, even if it's Ty Warren sitting there at 9. I would absolutely take the phone call.
Do you think
if Will Campbell is there, and I know
that's what I was going to ask you.
Huge said, I would still take the phone call and say, "Give me an offer."
That's my question. Do you think it's possible that if Campbell is there, we're thinking, oh, it's got to be an offensive player, it's got to be Warren, it's got to be Genty.
We still don't have best player available. I've been gone for.
I waited.
You waited.
Thank you.
No, you could have released the players available.
No.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
No.
This is happening. Lube up.
Yeah,
that's right. This is my time.
Oh my God.
This is my time. My time to shine, Dave.
So,
all right. So, Tomas, we didn't talk this one out, you and I, but let me ask you this: Does the commissioner have anything to say, or should I say it?
You say it.
What?
Okay, so I'll take that as I'm saying it.
Mm-hmm.
I received some phone calls from several teams that were making some offers to me. And I remembered, Ralph putting some strictures on this, you can't have this and you can't do that. And so I was like, all right, let me try and navigate some things, this, that, and the other thing. I took a phone call from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I talked to Mike Tomlin personally. We had a very nice conversation. Talked about how I would like to have him as the coach, but things didn't work out that way, blah, blah, blah.
Half of our listening audience is tuned out to this now.
I don't give two shits, Dave. This is my time. It's my time now. That's for them. Shut up. For the listeners. This ain't for me, bud. We're shining here. You play Jesus Christ Superstar up in this. Yeah, ain't nobody bullying me. I got on the phone with they finally put me on the phone with the GM and the owner of Pittsburgh. I said, make me an offer. They made me a good offer. I traded them pick 9. In exchange, I got pick 21, pick 83, pick 156, their second round pick for 2026, and their third round pick for 2027.
I mean, this is, I love this. I mean, that's a haul. That's a haul.
That is a haul.
I love it. I'm all for it.
And it feels realistic.
I mean, no, it doesn't, but I love it. I love it.
Andrew, it does feel realistic, but I have to say, if this did happen, Andrew, a lot of Saints fans would be really, really disappointed. They'd be like, you didn't get a 2026 first.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this haul is pretty realistic, honestly. Yeah. I mean, 9 to 21, I feel like a first next year would need to happen for that to be a reality. That's what I would ask, certainly, but I don't know. This haul feels good. I'm not shitting on Kevin here.
No, but if they said no to the first, then I could say, hey, give me the second and then give me the third the following year.
Yeah.
Now the Saints are going to roll into 2026 with 7 picks instead of 6, and then they've got the extra pick in 2027. They're rolling in with 8. So I'm putting the team in a position to continue to build for the foreseeable future, and I've landed an additional top 100 pick.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Badridge doesn't like it, Kevin.
No, I like.
So he dropped to 21.
I like
dropped to
getting
21.
I like getting all these picks. This is great. I wouldn't think that this is possible.
All right. So here's who was sitting available for me at pick 21. Jalen Walker, linebacker at Georgia. Omarion Hampton, running back out of North Carolina. James Pierce, edge defender from Tennessee. And Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan.
He's Kirkland's Ty Warren. Colston Loveland. He's Kirkland's Ty Warren.
I can't believe Walker is there.
I mean,
I think that's got to be the guy.
I have seen Diana Rossini. I have seen Mike Silver and one other person. Oh, Albert Breer. They're like, the Saints want a defensive end. They're talking about him for the Saints. He's there at 21. I think.
But he's listed here as a linebacker. Is he one of those?
You cut off, Dave. You must have hit a wire.
I was saying Thomas has him listed here as linebacker, but is he more of like one
he's
of
a
those?
linebacker. He's a 3-4 linebacker.
He is listed as a linebacker. He is a linebacker, but he would play outside linebacker in a 3-4.
Yeah, I mean, normally in most mock drafts, Walker's gone, so he's got a 10 Raz. Obviously,
no, that's a no Raz.
Oh no! Oh, sorry.
It's not available.
Oh, and so is Colston Loveland. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, regardless, Walker still has. We're all surprised he's still here. So this seems like pretty.
I love
linebacker. Isn't necessarily. Obviously, I think we would all agree linebacker isn't necessarily the first position we would probably upgrade with our first round draft pick. But from a value standpoint,
I gotta be honest, I wish we were at 9 and that we hadn't made that trade. Like, I'm looking at the people that are available and I'm like, fuck, why did we trade down?
I don't think anything I was saying was that intelligent.
I disagree, Andrew. I think if you took Walker or you took Loveland, right, that's a good spot at 21. Like, I'd be I think either
Walker
one of
at
those guys,
21. You don't think that's good?
I think that's real good. I'm happy with that. I think Kevin got lucky, and I think they got a couple players here that I'm not expecting to be here. I don't think Loveland's getting to 21, but I still take Walker. Kevin, this is the time for the commission.
Kevin's not even going to take Walker. Who's he going to take?
So the three of you all are pretty much in agreement that Jalen Walker should be the pick, right?
Oh boy.
Commissioner, if you want to go ahead and
what's the commissioner saying?
The pick is in. With the 21st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select James Pierce Jr., edge defender from Tennessee.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, here we go. Another edge rusher that's going to disappoint. Another
kind of edgy.
Listen,
is this like Turner, Marcus Davenport?
Turner, Marcus Davenport, eat your heart out. Here we go.
listen, we gotta go.
Kevin.
One of these is going to work. One of these is going to work, okay? The 9.4
and this one's going to be the one. And this one's going to be
third time's a charm, or maybe fourth or fifth or whatever this turns out to be. That's
Kevin,
the
you've
one.
confused the draft with your dating life.
Right.
It only needs to work one time for it to be a success. It only has to work one time. That's it. This is a giant guy who's had 2 great seasons.
Okay, the sad violin music.
Okay. Oppenheimer, $20 super chat. He doesn't like
Look,
it.
this guy's had 2 great seasons back to back. What?
I hate this mock already.
He'll fit in.
Anything that happens from
3-4.
here on out, I'm gonna hate it. I hate
Juge hates
He'll
every
fit in
mark.
at 3-4. His ceiling is exceptional. This is look. What have I been saying?
Hey, Tomas,
for anybody that
Russell's
was
ceiling was
timestamp
exceptional.
on this.
Peyton Turner.
I've been
Russell's ceiling
saying
was
the
exceptional.
last.
Marcus
I've been
Davenport.
saying the last several weeks, if not months, that the priorities for this team is they need an edge defender, they need at least a guard, they need a wide receiver. Those have been the 3 positions that this team has needed.
Can we please move on? This first pick is so it's just so unsexy. I'm hoping at 40 you pull a rabbit out of your hat.
Brother,
I
this
told him
is
trade down.
There's nothing
Not
but
that I'm
rabbits
mad.
in
It's
here.
not
He's just
that I'm mad,
disappointed.
Kevin.
He's
It's
just
that you hurt
disappointed.
me.
He's just
All right, what-
disappointed.
Yeah.
Kevin, who was available at 40?
All right. Let's take a gander over at 40.
Kevin received
We got
some
Clark.
calls.
I actually did not receive it. I mean, I received
Please, no
phone
more
calls.
trade down.
The
I
phone
received phone
broke.
calls.
Fortunately,
I
the phone
received
broke.
phone calls, but then Ralph cut the phone line, so I wasn't allowed to make any more.
This is living
Thank you.
proof
Thank
that
you.
that trading down is sexy and all these picks. When you look at them with numbers, you're like, another pick, and here's the number, and it's like this no-name pick, and it feels sexy and it feels
No
nice.
name.
And then you see the name, then you take the pick, and then you're like, oh wait, can we just get the guy that was at 9? Can we just take that
Another
guy
player
instead?
we're gonna have to cut.
Sucks.
You got to listen. You got to see the vision here.
You gotta let the bread come out the oven, Juge. Who's at 40?
you gotta let the horse out the barn, okay? Anyway,
And Jude, this was his not crazy one that he did.
That's right.
Right.
You know, the crazy one he did earlier with
I
Ralph
think I
was
like the crazy one
patrons
better.
only. Yeah.
I haven't even seen the crazy one, and I think
That's
I like
right.
that.
That's
you
right.
should. Yeah, well, go
This is
listen.
the same normal one.
I listen to these other ones. All right.
Juge, he motored through like 18 picks in like 45 minutes. It was incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It really
He
was.
started with 4 trade downs or something like that.
That's right. Well, who's at 40, Kevin?
All right. At 40, cornerback Benjamin Morrison for Notre Dame.
Okay.
Jaden Higgins.
Oh, that's
And
my
it says
man.
Hayden here. That's a typo on my part. Jaden Higgins, wide receiver from Iowa State. Xavier Watts, the safety from Notre Dame. And defensive end Landon Jackson from Arkansas.
Okay.
If you don't take Higgins, I'm going to
This defensive end is an even higher razz than James Pierce, so I think you go again. Maybe you just keep going defensive ends until you. I mean, to your point, Kevin, just keep picking them until
That's
they
right.
work.
One of them's got a hit.
Yeah. So I'm going Landon Jackson here.
If you don't pick Jaden Higgins, I'm going to fight
Two
you.
Notre Dame
My one
guys?
good arm's going to slap you in the
Come
face.
on, man.
None of the Notre Dame guys.
No.
There is an uncomfortable
like-
amount of Notre Dame guys available right now.
Well, just as a casual draft watcher, Xavier Watts is the name that I've seen often attributed with the Saints. So I feel like Xavier Watts. is like the
I
pick
think
here.
you picked him,
Yeah.
Dave, in a draft.
You did.
Oh yeah, right.
So, Thomas, tell us
Yeah.
the pick.
Already?
The reason
Alright.
you recognize that name is because
Right.
you took him in.
Right.
wrong.
I picked him. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
you,
no,
you-
I did.
you
see, I
mean
did
ChatGPT? picked
Yeah,
him.
exactly. ChatGPT.
All right, we ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Kamesh, give it to me.
With the 40th in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Jaden Higgins,
There we
wide
go.
receiver from
Finally.
Iowa State.
6 foot
Yeah, he's a big
4,
boy.
215 pounds.
All right.
Bollocks to your Raz probably sucks assessment, Tomas.
I
This guy has
You
a
need a tall, lanky
90.5 receiving grade, a drop rate in 2024 of just 2.2%. He has a contested catch rate of 58.3%. I've wanted a tall wide receiver. This team now has one. This guy could be a number one. And this team desperately needs a number one. This team also needs a tall target. I'm sick and tired of drafting guys that are 6 feet tall or having guys that are 5'11". Oh, but they're sturdy. They got this and they got that. Give me a tall guy. Give me a tall guy.
You know what?
All right.
You know what?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. This draft is turning a corner for me. I'm starting to like it.
Right. Well, you know what else I was going to say? What I like is that, Kevin has obviously been the draft. He's been our Mel Kiper for the last 2 years. Somehow he's just morphed into this. And what I like is like
his thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I like is that, like, as he's giving these picks, he's yelling and he's enthusiastic like Mel on draft day. Like, I love this. Like he's really into this.
Real
and we've
data.
got the music. I know, but we've got the music in the background. And Kevin is like, this guy is great. Like, he's gonna go and he's gonna blah blah blah. And I think this is why he's great. Blah blah blah. I mean, like, the only thing Kevin is missing is the widow's peak and the hairline. He's really missing it.
I gotta say, Kevin, you totally redeem yourself with this pick. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got at 71?
Yeah, good pick.
Yeah.
All right. Let's reveal that for the 71st pick. All right. Guard Tate Ratledge out of Georgia. Wide receiver Trey Harris out of Ole Miss. Running back R.J. Harvey out of Central Florida.
So close to P.J. Harvey, by the way.
Tight end Mason Taylor.
Man. This, like,
out of LSU.
This is tough, man. I gotta say, I would probably be down with any of these guys. I mean, obviously not the receiver since we took one already, but a running back would be nice. We definitely need a guard. I mean,
yes.
and if you're telling me that Ratledge could start tomorrow, hell yeah. And I mean, what's not to like about an LSU tight end? I'm a total homer. Mason Taylor, remind you, beat Alabama a couple years ago with an epic reception with the game on the line. Jaden Daniels threw it to him. That was awesome. So the homer in me wants Mason Taylor. The practical, like, make this team better guy wants Ratledge. You could convince me of a running back. Like, I think these are good options. Like, I don't really think Kevin can screw this one up.
Kevin, who's the highest of these four guys? Who's the highest person on the board?
Highest on the board?
That would definitely be Willie Nelson.
So let me just go down.
No, P.J. Harvey. P.J. Harvey.
I have to
let me go and find. So Taylor, I think, is rated lowest on this list. Harvey is second lowest. Ratledge, and then Trey Harris.
I have to say,
so it's actually so in terms of like the big board, Harris, Ratledge, Harvey, Taylor.
I kind of like double dipping here because here's the thing.
With what?
Olave only has a fifth-year option. You don't want to pay. You don't want to pay Olave because he's got concussions. Shaheed is coming off a knee injury.
I mean, it's not. Look, that's you're making a valid
receiver.
Yeah, you're making a decent point, but I don't know. Ratledge has the highest RAS here. Guard, I love offensive line. We haven't done anything with offensive line here in Kevin's draft. I think that's where Kevin's going.
Yeah, Commissioner, make the pick.
All right, so that's the 71st pick. In the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Tate Ratledge, guard from Georgia.
I mean,
you passed.
I've literally
so F you for that, but I get.
I've literally spelled it out. I spelled it out for weeks, if not months. I said the 3 priorities for this team:
glorious
edge defender, wide receiver,
Look at him.
guard. And what do you know? I get an edge defender, a wide receiver, and a guard. Look at that glorious goddamn man flapping in the breeze.
Oh yeah,
Incredible.
And here's the thing: I don't need him to run that fast.
running behind this on a screen pass.
Oh,
Look, Ralph said
families.
Ralph said after
Save
your
nations.
last pick, after you pick Hayden Higgins, he said, "Now I'm starting to come around." I wasn't there yet. Now after number 71 with Tate Ratledge, now I'll say I'm coming around on your draft. I'm starting to like it a little bit. I'm starting to like it a little bit.
By the way, Kevin, Rob got him at 93 in his draft.
Tremendous. Good for Ralph.
I still think. I would have I would have taken what's his face from Georgia at 21.
So
anyway, this guy has a very good run block grade and a good passing grade. He allowed. Guess how many sacks he allowed over the past 3 seasons?
3.
2.
Dave,
0.
you are correct. In the past 3 seasons, he only allowed 2 sacks in the past 3 seasons. Give me this guy. I think this guy can come out and start immediately. What do I want? I want starters. Yeah. And I think all 3 of these guys can come in and start immediately on this team.
2 sacks in a season against teams like LSU and Alabama.
Not an A season. 2 sacks combined over the past 3.
That's crazy. I mean, he plays for Georgia, so he's playing against
high-end competition.
The best team, the best teams in the SEC. He's playing against Alabama.
Here's where
maybe twice a season.
Here's where the fun starts, Kevin. You got the extra pick at 83.
Yes.
Who's available? Did anyone at 71? Are they still there at 83? Who we got?
Mason Taylor.
Should I reveal?
Go ahead,
Kevin?
Go ahead. I can start. Jalen Noel, wide receiver from Iowa State. Alfred Collins, defensive tackle from Texas. Damian Martinez, running back from the U. Chris Paul Jr., linebacker out of Ole Miss.
I mean, you got to go with Chris Paul Jr.
His name is Chris Paul, for crying out loud.
Come on.
I mean,
this is a slam dunk.
That worked out fine in the past.
Nobody has ever been more aptly named to play for a sports team in New Orleans.
I will grant you that, Dave.
Other than Chris Paul Jr.
Dave, I will grant you that. But here's the thing. Do you want to have another season of depending on Kendra Miller? Because I don't.
Yeah, I'm with Ralph. Take the running back.
I know. Yeah. He's also not even close to the best option, I think, on this list. From a Raz perspective.
Kevin, what was were you disappointed here? Were you hoping that one of your guys that you didn't pick at 71 would fall here? Were you disappointed with these options?
Yeah, I was, to be honest. I had hoped that Mason Taylor or Harvey would have slipped. In the podcast that I did with you a few weeks ago, where we went through, who would you not want them to take at 71, and I was like, it just didn't feel right for Mason Taylor at 71. Like, if the Saints traded back and had something in the later 70s, or something in this case where they had 83, and if Mason Taylor's sitting there at that point, by all means, go get him. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't. Like, I'll say this: if Taylor was there at 83, I'd have taken him. Yeah. If Harvey was here instead of Damian Martinez, or honestly, if Harvey was here out of any of these 4 guys, I'd have taken Harvey, because I like the cut of his jib, so to speak. But again, all 4 of these guys, the Saints do need another linebacker. Chris Paul would fill a need. Damian Martinez would fill a need. They need another running back who can work in tandem with Kamara.
You need a tackle if you're not picking up Penning.
You need a defensive tackle. You need look, a wide receiver. Jalen Noel is the 5'11" guy that everybody loves, who is supposedly sure-handed and everything. I have no beef with that.
2 Iowa State people in one.
I know.
That would be crazy.
I know.
That would
Crazy.
be crazy. Now, just to be clear, this is a legitimate question. Chris Paul Jr. from Ole Miss. He's not actually Chris Paul, the basketball player's son, is he? Is he?
I don't think so.
I did not check that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't check that.
I would assume not. I wouldn't think that Chris. Well, I guess he could be old enough to get.
That would be 3 LSU players. I mean, 3 SEC players out of 4.
Well, that's fine. I'm fine with taking. Fine with taking. Let's go all SEC for.
Andrew, did you know this? The Saints have never picked the LSU player first round ever.
Ever? Is that true?
I did not know that. Yeah.
Dalton Hilliard was second round.
Second round, yeah.
What about Eric Martin?
Wait,
No,
what about
Eric
the
Martin
guy
was
who?
like 5th.
Oh,
Wait, what about the guy who stamped license plates?
What do you mean?
Like, wasn't there a guy that they drafted?
Avery Henderson was a second round pick.
That's right.
No. Like the guy who committed crimes and like got sent to prison.
You're thinking of Cecil Collins. He wasn't a Saint.
No. There was like an
Granderson?
LSU guy.
Paul Granderson.
There was an LSU guy who did something illegal.
Al Woods was 4th round.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to look into that and make sure.
Right, make the pick. Make the pick, Commissioner.
Yeah, Commissioner, go ahead and make the pick, please. Announce it.
The pick is in.
Is it?
With the 83rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Alfred Collins, defensive tackle from Texas.
I thought he was.
All right. Big fella. He can put on a couple extra pounds to get that 330 weight that Jude was telling me about previously on a prior podcast. He immediately can come in and I believe at least compete for the starting position. Probably won't get it, but how much longer is Nathan Shepard going to be on the Saints? And then they brought in Davin Godchaux. Who knows? Like, who knows how long he's going to hang around? At least you're bringing in a rookie. You pay him on the rookie scale. Some of that money can go elsewhere. What else did I have? Sorry, hang on a second. Losing my train of thought. The scouting report on him says he's got versatility, so he technically could play anywhere from the 0 to 5. I like this guy. I like this pick.
I mean, it's like you can't argue with it because, like Andrew said, they have so many freaking needs, Dave. Like I can't.
Correct.
Like, it fills a need. I can't argue with it. You know.
I have. Yeah. No. Got to admit, it's getting better. Getting better every day.
So what's available?
I'm just blame some on
What's
DA
available
just
at 93?
Well, wait. Did Juge have anything to say?
Juge, you got anything to add?
No, I mean, continue. I think Kevin's equipping himself just fine. The James Pierce, the trade down, like that's a huge air out of the balloon. I don't know if I'll ever get over that, but like since then, Kevin's equipped himself really well.
James Pierce is either going to be Micah Parsons level in 2 years or out of the league. Like his range of outcomes is that vast. But who's available at 93, Kevin?
Who is available at 93? DJ Giddens, running back out of Kansas State. Savion Williams, wide receiver out of TCU, go Frogs. Jalen Milroe, quarterback out of Alabama. And tackle Charles Grant from William and Mary.
See.
All right, guys. The pick is Jalen Milroe here. And that's not that I believe that he's the quarterback of the future. It's not that I believe that he would start for the Saints this year or do anything at quarterback. But could he run the wildcat?
Here we go.
And get himself in the end zone 3 or 4 times?
The anti-eaters are going to hate this.
Could he like try to like morph into a Taysom Hill thing? Could Kellen Moore find a way to implement him in a role that would help the offense somehow? Like, I don't know. But like our quarterbacks suck. So like let him run around and go nuts and maybe it's fun. So, and this is me as someone who hates Alabama and think Jalen Milroe has zero future as a quarterback in the NFL. Like, just go at 93. Just go ahead and take him. Give Kellen Moore a toy on offense. That would be my choice.
I read multiple scouts from multiple teams today in a big quarterback breakdown that I was reading. Multiple ones said the best running quarterback I have ever scouted. They're like, he can't throw worth a damn, but he's a combination of Cam Newton and Lamar. He's Cam Newton size, Lamar Jackson speed. Like, here's the thing. If the Saints are going to be bad, at least Jalen Milroe, I can look forward to him playing and running around and making chaos in December. That's who I agree with Andrew. Like, you take him, I can't believe he's not going to be here at 93. There's no way. But that he's the pick. Although I know the Saints love Charles Grant, and I could break out my old Charles Grant jersey T-shirt from a long time ago if it still fits. So that would be nice because they need an offensive tackle. But
where is he? Charles. By the way, Charles Grant, random Saint of the Week, right there. That's right.
Dave, do you have an opinion on this?
No. Jalen Milton. Charles Grant. Actually, yeah, let's go. Jalen Milroe. Let's roll the dice. What the hell?
All right, Thomas, make the pick.
Dave has been agreeing with me more and more lately.
I know. It's pretty frightening.
It's gross.
That's
in fact, I think I gotta go throw up.
How much did you pay him?
It's baseball cap uniformity. Yeah, Kamish, make the announcement.
Make the announcement.
With the 93rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Jalen Milroe, quarterback from Alabama.
All right, not surprised.
All right.
Good job. All right.
Let me ask y'all something real quick. Pop quiz.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
What team won the Super Bowl last year?
The Eagles.
Eagles.
Who is the starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles?
Jalen Hurts. Oh, so you wanted to go with Jalen Milroe because they have the same first name
of the Eagles.
Kellen
Moore.
What university did Jalen Hurts go to?
Alabama.
The University of Alabama.
Wow.
So you give me Kellen Moore and an Alabama quarterback
named
who
Jalen.
can run around.
Name Jalen.
And let's see what can happen. I'm not saying this guy is gonna light the world on fire, but I am telling you that there will be sparks on the field. Now, whether that means that the axle or the muffler falls and we're dragging it all over the roadway, I don't know.
I like that. I love that. It's great.
But it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch. And let's say Milroe starts and he doesn't show you much. Let's say he's Rattler comparable.
Yeah.
At the very least, I have given you what could be a starting edge defender, a starting wide receiver, and a starting guard to improve the offensive line, and potentially a starting defensive tackle. I have given you pieces in this draft, just in the top 100, that can start and play for the next 4 years, 5 years for the team. I have also acquired an extra pick later in the draft. I've also acquired an extra pick in the next draft. Tomas, I don't know if you want to show them the rest of the draft here.
No, we don't want to do that. Oh, there we go.
I ended up grabbing halfback Devin Neal from Kansas with the very next pick. I then got his teammate, cornerback Mello Dodson.
There's no way we're signing all these guys.
Okay, this draft is a little Kansas heavy.
Yes.
This is also
huge draft. This is also how many guys? This is this year's draft?
Yeah.
So many guys to cut, man.
I have to say, I hate.
This is you drafted like 15 guys.
I hate 99% of Kevin's drafts. I think he's crazy. I think he's overly ambitious with the trades and all that. I don't hate this. I am very reluctantly and somewhat disgustingly giving Kevin a B+ for this draft.
You got an A- for the grade on the
Andrew
BFF.
doesn't know
Okay,
football.
that's what I was going to ask. I'm in the same boat. I mean, this is a ridiculous plethora of picks here at the end. I was just going to. I know you trade
10 players.
I know 10 players here in addition to. Oh, that includes. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, I thought what he was showing here was in addition to the 5 that you just drafted. Okay. Oh yeah, 10 players total. That's great. No, this is. The only issue I have really is the first pick you made with Pierce. I would have gone with the guy from Georgia. Other than that, excuse me, Ralph, I was talking. Other than that, that's what holds you back from getting an A+. So yeah, I guess I'm in like the B+, A- range. And obviously Ralph, not that his opinion matters, but he gives you something similar. And PFF gave you a similar grade too. So
here's the thing. I want to give you an A, but here's the thing, Andrew. I'm concerned because the Saints now at quarterback, we're just assuming that Derek Carr is not gonna play. They have no floor at quarterback. None. You got Rattler and you got Milroe. And that potentially is
whatever. Let's just have some fucking fun. We're not trying to win anyway. What's the point? Let's have some fun. Yeah, I'm down with it. Let's go young. Our coaching staff is young. Let's go young with our quarterbacks. Let's go young with our rosters. Obviously, with the exception of some veterans peppered in here and there to keep everybody on the steady.
Yeah, but this draft was tremendous, and I like the fact that you really agitated Andrew at the beginning, but by the end had won him over. That's great work by you.
Yeah.
Thomas, give us a quick donation update before we get to the mailbag.
So we are a bit short of $60 away from the second drink. Oppenheimer is still in the lead with 83 buckaroos.
Ooh, that chocolate, man, it hits. All right. So the mailbag,
Stop lying.
The Saints Happy Hour viewer questions are brought to you by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, take it to the top.
Where's that?
Finger guns. So Thomas, what's first up?
All right. First question from Badrich, who probably is still with us in the chat. He asks, what would be more frustrating, Saints picking a Shamar Stewart at 9 or breaking the streak for no QBs in the first round to only whiff hard on the pick?
I mean, if you told me the Saints are going to whiff hard on this pick.
Who is Shamar Stewart?
He's the defensive tackle out of Texas A&M.
Where's he projected to go?
If you're telling me for a fact that we're going to whiff on the pick, then give me a QB.
Wait, so you want the QB? So you want the QB if it's going to be a complete whiff?
I think so.
Okay, why?
Yeah, why? That doesn't make sense.
I know it's kind of backwards, but I just feel like every fan is like dead set on Shador or other quarterbacks, and it's just like, just give them what they want, and I hope he sucks. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I want the Saints to win. I want it to be successful, but if you're telling me it's going to be a bust, then I feel like if the quarterback sucks, then you're definitely picking top 5, and you can
do it again.
Yeah, like I feel like if you were to pick Genty and he was a bust, like as an example, I don't think that like rules out the possibility that you're 7-10 and you're picking in purgatory. But if you pick a quarterback and he blows and you're starting him games and he's a bust, then you're probably picking in the top 5 again. And you can.
Am I correct in understanding that this question is basically saying, presupposing the pick is going to be a bust? How do you want it to be a bust, either with a quarterback or
No.
Is that correct?
Shamar Stewart is a defensive tackle. He's projected like at 31, but there was a lot of like buzz about him a while ago, and then he's just kind of like trickled down in the first round.
Oh, so
he's all over the place. He's in people's top 5, and other people have him at 60.
Okay, so the question then is, do you want to take a flyer on a random guy who could be great or could be terrible?
But is he guaranteeing
or do you want
us,
to take a quarterback?
Is he guaranteeing us that is the quarterback a bust and the defensive end? Or is he just saying if you pick a quarterback, he's a bust? Or do you want to try to spin the wheel of Raz God, defensive lineman one more time, and that might not bust?
Correct.
I mean, I don't know why anybody would want to take a quarterback that's going to be a bust. I don't get that. I don't understand.
Because here's the thing. If you take the quarterback and he busts, the Saints might be, even if he's like Zach Wilson bad, they might be like, well, we took him at 9. We got to give him 2 years. Even though we're picking second, we can't take another quarterback.
I'm sorry, I gave a dumb answer to a dumb question. My bad.
We don't.
Thank God Ralph's not asking the question he texted us. That was supposed to be an amazing question.
People love that question on the Discord, Dave, for the record.
It was divided. I will say that. I saw the voting.
What's
I
next,
voted
Thomas?
on it, and the voting was divided.
All right, next question from Pancho Bier. He asks, since we keep switching places with Mickey Loomis to do mock drafts, what if we switched it? What would Loomis do if he were in your job? How would your business fare?
He would probably drink less than Ralph.
Are we sure about that?
He would chew gum for donations.
Yeah, he'd be like, wait, my hand doesn't work? Yeah, I'm drinking.
Yeah. He'd be like, what is going on? I can't play my handicap in golf has gone up 12 strokes. What is going on? I'm
literally handicapped at golf.
Yes.
Well, I'm if we're talking about me, I'd be able to play a lot more golf than he does currently. So I think he would prefer that aspect of it. I do have.
He plays in front of you every night, every day.
No, he does. No, he does. No, he does not.
When has Mickey Loomis ever
day.
said anything interesting his entire life as Saints GM? He says a lot about nothing. Like, he's going to do that press conference tomorrow, and it's going to be the most boring 40 minutes ever. The only time he was ever interesting was when he was chewing gum and screaming at the media that Dennis Allen was the next Chuck Noll. That's the only time he's ever been interesting.
Yeah,
he'd be a terrible podcast host, and I would be a terrible GM.
He would say Dave is going to be fired for Kai Harley.
So anyway. No, Mickey plays golf maybe once a month if he's lucky, I think. I play way more golf than he does, so I think he would like to trade places with me. Two, my job has a forward-facing customer relations aspect of it, so I know he's trained in that. Although I think he would probably feel the same way that I do because we've both been doing it for so long. I think we're both kind of grumpy about it, and I think sometimes we might actually, not be as pleasant to customers as we want to, and I get that. I can empathize with that aspect of it. So
you heard it here first. Dave agrees with Mickey Loomis and thinks the fans suck. There we go.
He would not pick to change places with me because I don't have a job.
So. Yeah, that's true too.
No, I mean maybe he might like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds awesome.
And how would he fare? He would have to learn, as far as my job's concerned, there's a pretty steep learning curve. He would have to learn a lot about the embroidery business and sewing.
Sorority tumblers.
Might be old
I mean, it's
dog
a lot. You got to
Well, just sourcing, my job is a lot of sourcing. Yeah, I mean, but the managing of people, I'm sure
you got to know.
I'm sure he'd be okay with that. But he would have to drive. He'd have to pick Miss Brenda up. He would have to pick Miss Brenda up every day at 9:45.
Yeah, he have to learn. What onesie is.
He'd have to settle for being
hotness.
a Tulane fan.
Overalls or
settle is the wrong word, I think.
How many square feet would the shop be with Mickey Loomis in charge?
I don't know. He might want to go bigger.
Aldi Marino says, "Don't worry. He chose the wrong staff and the wrong merchandise for years and somehow never get fired."
If you come, you best come hard.
What's next, Thomas?
He'd somehow be selling McNeese State merch.
That's right.
That's
the worst joke I've ever heard. Final question of the show. Speaking of Aldi Marino, he asks, if each of you were NFL prospects and we got down to the last Saints pick, what position are you listed as, and which of you would GM Thomas pick at 254?
I mean,
question
my position
is
they
weird,
have
right?
I mean, we're all built like fucking kickers, right?
Yeah, like this is like supposed to be us realistic.
I think
Long
that's the answer. I think
snappers.
it's literally kicker.
Long snappers.
I would say long snap. Well, long snapper, I guess.
No
'cause you don't
quarterbacks?
would I be a better QB than Ian Book? That's the question.
No, probably not.
Oh, we have some answers in the chat. Aldi Marino says rough QB.
Andrew is a wide receiver.
Jerry says Dave running back. Andrew wide receiver.
Running back. Wow. Okay. Thank you.
No.
And
I
Kevin.
can catch. I have good hands. I'm slow.
You could be a
Kevin
Juju's a slot
cornerback.
receiver.
Kevin's
Kevin
too short for a
White.
cornerback.
Yeah, I wouldn't take me at corner.
Kevin, I think maybe running back.
5'11" at running back. Jesus Christ, I'd be dead. In a series.
Yeah.
So one carry, maybe.
Jerry, I'm
Andrew,
the
could you-
GM.
Andrew, with all your ailments and my ailments, I know I could not survive one carry in an NFL game. Could you?
What are Andrew's ailments? What are Andrew's ailments?
He's got a shoulder. He's got issues.
Yeah, my left shoulder is a little messed up. My left hip is real messed up, and it gives me lower back problems. I have plantar fasciitis in both feet. I have golfer's elbow on my right elbow.
You didn't even play golf.
Yeah, it's from tennis.
Why don't they call it tennis elbow?
They do have
tennis elbows on the other side. It's just
there's also.
It's basically tennis elbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I got golfer's elbow from playing tennis, and you can get tennis elbow. Deception!
Kevin's a tight end KO.
Oppenheimer, Buckaroo!
Thank you.
Donation.
Thank you. I
Can we
appreciate
get
that.
a second drink? $40
How
a week.
close are we? How much more money?
$40.
$40.
Less than 40.
I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
What?
Getting hit
golfer's
one NFL
elbow.
carry.
Yeah.
I think I would survive. I think I would have a concussion. I think I'd go to the hospital, but I don't think I would die.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would survive. It would be bad though, and I'm already in the hole like $6,000 because of Max's appendicitis. I don't need another evil.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh my bad. For some reason, I
you're
confused.
in
Sorry
medical
guys. For some reason, I confused Oppenheimer with Who That Golfer. That was a Who That Golfer interception. My bad.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're in medical debt now, Ralph, because of.
I'm in medical debt. So
no,
people
but
donate
you
to the
might
show,
have to take the carry because you could get the game check.
Well, you can also. I mean, I've gotten out of some medical bills by proving that I don't earn enough
Now, can I just sprint? Can I sprint to the sideline and get out of bounds? And if I kind of get like lightly pushed, does that count as being tackled?
Yeah, can I just take a handoff and fall over? I mean, I might do that on my own. Like it might not even be intentional.
Like, I don't think we appreciate what it's like to get folded in half by a 320-pound defensive tackle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I think they're crazy.
Wow.
I mean, I've been.
Oh, you could do. I've been
smashed in the corner by.
You can't kneel down.
Some pretty thick fellas. So
thick with 2 C's.
Thick.
And you're not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to kneel down. I mean, you know. No. I'm assuming this is what
Kevin's not going to kneel down in front of those thick guys.
No. I mean, I'm assuming it's what you take the ball, you try and go up the gut.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're gonna get ragdolled. My biggest fear would be my ACL, my Achilles, something just getting my leg just getting snapped in half.
Like getting Theismann.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
don't know how it would go, but it would go badly. That's how it would go for me. So,
what if you got Theismann on a play that won you the Heisman? Like a week 12 college football play.
Yeah, that does nothing for me.
Thomas, give us a donation recap before we get out of here. We still got time. We can get us over the line.
Then we are so close, and we just had a donation from Schmengi, another 20 Canadian dollars. Are Greg and Schmengi the same person? That's interesting.
Doesn't matter.
We are about 25 bucks away. Damn.
We love you, Canada. So
you
remember,
gave us Hockey Canada.
Thomas, who's MVP? Because they write the whiteboard. You can send that Thomas the whiteboard. You can have the whiteboard control of it during the draft show. We'll be on here about 8:30 for about when pick 6, 7 is on the clock. We're going to do a live stream for you guys until the Saints pick at 9. You can control the whiteboard.
By the way, Ralph, our donation streak is at Quinn Early.
Oh, wow. It's nice. Quinn Early, super underrated for the Saints. Had some great years.
There's a random Saint for you.
He was a Plan B acquisition from the Saints. That was when the NFL, they tried to do free agency without doing free agency. They had Plan B. Which was weird, but he was a Plan B.
That's Plan B. You
A-Bear, right? Through Plan B. Wasn't A-Bear required through Plan B?
No, A-Bear was just a USFL free agent.
Oh. Okay.
And he was trash.
15 weeks to go. Was John Forcade number 15?
Was he? That's a great question. I think John Forcade was 11. I think John Forcade.
Number-wise?
I can't.
That sounds right.
Can you guys think of a number 15 for the Saints? I can't.
Yeah, John Forcade was 11.
I can't think of 15. I can't think of a number 15.
Courtney Roby.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
That's the random Saint of the week, by the way. He ran a kickoff back in 2009 versus the Rams.
Good one, Kevin.
So
actually, you know what's funny? We got two quarterbacks. Trevor Siemian and your current fourth-string quarterback,
no thanks.
Ben DiNucci.
Oh, wow. Well, DiNucci is still on the roster.
Wow. So, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for watching. Remember, draft show, 8:30 Thursday.
Can I thank everyone who donated, man?
Oh, you do that. I forgot, Thomas. Go. I thought you did that.
Jesus. No, I didn't. We waited for maybe breaking the second donation goal, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So thanks to everyone who donated. Thanks to Jason Champagne, to Schmengi, to Greg, to Badrich, to Who Had the Gopher, and to the MVP for second straight week. Who is? Well, Tulane hater, Oppenheimer! Congratulations.
If the Saints draft a quarterback, Oppenheimer is going to be so mad. The quarterback hate might replace the Tulane hate in his heart.
What if the Saints draft a Tulane player?
A Tulane.
If they draft a quarterback and a Tulane player, Oppenheimer might. No,
they're not going to
have an aneurysm. I would worry for his health.
I don't know.
Don't die.
It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to Thursday. I'm looking forward to being with you guys.
I can't wait.
It's one of my favorite times of year.
Nervous, excited, nervous.
I like being
and
drunk with you guys and getting on and talking about bendiness and love it.
I can't wait for Thursday when all the rumors about Mickey Loomis making phone calls to get up to 3 and Kevin is just losing his mind in our group chat at about 2.
Sweating bullets.
It's gonna be amazing. So I'll do the outro again, Thomas. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, draft show Thursday, 8:30 live. Be here. If you enjoyed the show and we made you laugh, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/happy hour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps to make the show a little bit better. Don't forget to follow us on the socials wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks to Dave, thanks to Andrew, thanks to Kevin and his mock draft, which was pretty good, unfortunately. And Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Until next time, which is Thursday at 8:30, the bar is closed.